Hey, y'all, watch this.
Well, the association had something big happen this past year, obviously. A brand new band
Yeah.
finally entered
Yeah.
for the first time.
Yeah, to join the association.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100,000. It used to be $100,000 to join. Well, that's because we had the shows and TV. And,
yeah.
You know, bands made so much money. So
Yeah,
to
you
get
can
in
make-
on that,
Yeah, they were making.
you
They were bands
had to-
making real
you had
good,
to pay.
big bucks.
Yeah, they were making good money.
So there's still an expense with getting in, but it's
Yeah.
more
It's
reasonable.
It's to the time.
Yes.
Yeah, we had to make
And-
adjustments and things for that, but you know, why leave an organization out there just floating in the wind when that organization works so hard when we do include them? I mean, you guys have been unbelievable at every event we've run. The support that you give it, the work that you put into it, the fun that you bring to it.
Yeah.
You know, don't think that it goes unnoticed, because it doesn't. We appreciate it. We love it. I know I do. I know my team does, because we always comment about it. You know,
Oh,
Did you see-
I
did you see-
got the text message today from John Evans
we get
with
comments all the time.
with a screenshot of Sticks ABC showing my members performing this morning for one of
telling
the
you.
schools.
yeah.
Okay.
So that
it's-
was amazing.
just from take a photo. I mean, back when we did Xfinity.
Yes, that was
And-
that was
yeah.
so
You
much
know,
fun with the
Yeah.
Wasn't
doing,
it?
Oh, bringing the suits out and
Yeah.
having everybody get in the
Taking pictures
costumes.
and you
Walking around, getting
you
photos
guys
with
playing
everybody.
outside. What could we do? We'll play outside. We'll do the pictures. We'll
Yeah.
work the umbrellas. We'll do. I mean,
We were everywhere.
You guys will do anything that's asked. You volunteer before you're even asked.
Yeah.
So you don't know how much.
To be able to make,
Well, this is one. Before we're in the association, we were a member of the string band division.
Right.
And the string band division needs to work together as one, whether we're part of the association or not. And that was always my mentality. I wanted to be part of the association from day one, but obviously there's the bylaws and stuff are written the way they are, and there's checks and balances that have to be done, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
But my goal was to always be there for the division, because anything that makes the division stronger makes us stronger.
I agree.
So I mean that's
That's a good. That's a good
that was my mentality.
to be able to make,
mentality to have.
to be able to make history
Yes.
in something historic, you know,
is.
this whole thing, I mean, it's going back 1930s, you know, or before that really, in early 1900s. It's historic.
124 years.
Yeah.
Think about that.
This historic hobby, or like,
People, there's not
yeah.
many traditions and things out there that you could say 124 years.
yeah, and to make history in 2024.
Oh yeah. Oh, and,
You know what I mean?
and I'll be honest with you. I mean, I was on the bylaw committee for my last year in there, and I sat at that table, and we talked about different things. And this is before I knew anything was happening with Broomall. Yeah, my last 2 years I was on the bylaw committee, and I was just like, there'll never be another new string band. I ate my words 18 months later. But I mean, but it was one of those things, it was one of those situations where you had a family-owned band that was ready to retire. We had our membership group, outside of the few members from the family that were in the band, wanted to stick together. And
And there were opportunities where we could go somewhere else.
absolutely.
Obviously, but
there was opportunities there.
I'm sure.
And I offered it to my son, because I told him when I found out, I'm like, this is what's happening. Do you want me to get you into, what band do you want to get into? I'll go talk to him. And he goes, I don't want to go to a big band because I'll be a number. I don't want to be a number on the sheet. If I'm in this band, I make a difference because I'm more than a number. And unfortunately, in some of the bands, you are that way. You know, I'm number 26 on the sheet this year. And this band, when you're small and you make the street with the minimum, every person matters. And you need every single person there.
Absolutely.
So
Whether you're playing an instrument or giving out a bottle of water,
Absolutely.
you matter just as much.
Just as much.
Because without you,
Even if
We
you're not,
can't do
even
it.
if you're not on the street and you're back here having the hall ready for us to come back, there's nothing better than after that long day when you get on that bus at 9 o'clock in the morning, you get off that bus at 7 o'clock at night, to know that you're walking into a clubhouse that is warm, fully stocked with drinks, fully stocked with food, and all you have to do is come in and relax.
yeah,
And to know everything is handled.
yeah,
As you know, it's nice to have not to have to worry about certain things. And it takes. I always tell everybody it takes an army, because
Yeah.
there's so many people I talk to. Oh, I don't play an instrument. Great.
So what?
Come on out.
Come on out.
You know, it's funny because we have this conversation at Quaker all the time with preparing for New Year's. And it's like people think, well, I'm not good with tools, and I may not be able to sequence that well, or I'm not the best cutter, or
Can you hand a bottle of water?
can you go get us coffee? Can you sweep up and clean around us? Sometimes that individual is more important
Yeah.
than the guy that can build the best prop
yeah.
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 or has the steadiest hand
To paint.
with setting sequins or painting,
painting, yeah.
or cutting so cleanly.
Yeah.
You know, to sweep the floor around us and get things and keep things tidy and keep things organized, or going and running to Home Depot to grab screws, or a gallon of paint, or Dunkin' Donuts to get coffee
Yeah.
and donuts or something, or food, or
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
they don't
absolutely.
realize that they are valued just as much
Because if you got to
as
do
the
that,
best carpenter.
Right.
yeah. I mean, if you got to do that, that's 20, 30 minutes that you're not working on something.
Right.
And maybe you need that to finish up, but
Right. I think people just go, I'm not. No, you are. You're needed.
yeah.
You're important.
Yeah.
You matter.
Every
you
single
matter
person
so
matters.
much.
They just see the band as, as the cover of the book, so to speak. You know what I mean? But there's so much more inside.
Some people
that
are
people
so
don't
afraid
realize.
that they're not going. It's not that they feel that they're not going to be valued. They just think, oh, well, I'm getting away. No, you're so important to the process.
Yeah.
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 You need it takes an army.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one of the questions we like to ask is what was your favorite suit you ever wore? And since that doesn't
Well-
work with
Well,
you, how
I
about this? How about this?
I did.
How about this?
I had a suit. I had a couple suits.
Oh, okay. All right. I wanted to go a little bit different route
Go
with you.
ahead.
Since you have been the vice president and part of the theme for Quaker for the last 12 years, you said?
Yes.
Okay. What was your favorite theme that you were involved with in that 12 years?
It seems to be a hard question, I've noticed.
You have 12 years, so I mean, it's
I
Out of those 12 years, right?
So I will say that I think in the end, it's a toss-up. There's a toss-up with 3. Coal
Okay.
Miner
Okay.
in 14.
Yeah.
that was my first year on the street.
The Pirate,
Oh, Pirates.
Underwater Pirate 19, and Monster Movie Mayhem. I think Monster Movie Mayhem takes it for me now, in the end, as my favorite. But Gold Miner, as my first year, will always hold a special place
Yeah.
in my heart.
Yeah.
And Pirates was just one that I wanted to do so many years, saying we could take
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean and we could do it, and it'd be
That-
cool.
Yeah,
And
that was really
and
cool.
No, you guys did bring that to life. That was amazing.
It was a lot of fun. They they were all a lot of fun. Bugs not so much, and Bugs not so much because we changed the process on how we were doing things, and we split up the team that did the props and coordinated the show, and because we were building all those suits.
Yeah.
We made Del Bono made the costume portion, but we made all the heads and feet and the backs, the abdomens of the bugs, all
Oh,
the
yeah, no.
foam work
The
and
foam,
painting
yeah.
and
I can imagine.
sequencing and material. We did all that at the
Foam-
club. We were there 5 days a week.
Foam
Yeah.
can't be easy to work with either.
It's all. I love it. I do. I love creating with foam. It's a lot of work.
yeah.
It's just, and you need time.
Yeah. I have some of those still.
But that,
Yeah.
but that kind of messed with the process. So on paper, the show was really good.
Yeah.
But it just broke down because we were all, separated and working individually on different projects.
Yeah.
But they all hold a special. The Junkyard.
They're little children. The Junkyard one was funny because that was one that we were lucky enough to be staged right in front of you that year.
Is that with the big dog? The big
the
bulldog?
big dog at the end, and then he also had that. I always liked the Crusher, where the whole band came in. And he came in and he crushed, and then the band was different.
That's right.
Spanky was musical director, and when I first said about the theme, and I told him what I was thinking about, and he was like, "I don't get it.
Oh God,
I don't get this theme. I don't understand. What do you mean, like hobos in the junkyard? Like I don't." And then as we were talking about it, he goes, "Oh, we could have it." Like we finally it clicked, and he was like, "We could do," and he gets the credit for this. He said, "We could do a car crusher," and I'm like, "Now you understand."
Yes.
And him and
the big
Matt
Bert and Ernie guys,
and we put that together with that.
Was that the year Quaker was right there?
Quaker was right behind us.
Okay. We had Scraps the dog, and Jimmy did the whole
mirror
thing where he was remembering when he was was rich and had money, and it was a good one. It was a lot of fun.
The car crusher, I saw that. I'm like, dude, that is such a cool effect.
Yeah, and you open it and it's the box and they're all squished. And we literally had him paint faces up the guys on.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome because it made the band just. You had the whole band disappear, which was a great effect.
It was cool. Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff to me. The slow motion.
Oh yeah,
Matt Saplinski came up with that. That was we were having a conversation in the side room one night, and he's like, they did this thing in Drum and Bugle Corps one time where they did the horse race and they did slow motion, and I was like,
gotta do it.
We got to do it.
Yeah,
because it's like the end, the climax of the movie. Everything goes into slow motion when the car hits the ramp and it's flying over and everybody, the people are flying out of the car. So I said, we got to do that. This, one last miner's out mining and he strikes the big gold ball and it rolls out of the mine and comes into town and just takes over the bar.
It was a great effect.
And so, and it worked. It worked. There were a few music effect things that we tried. Some worked, some didn't.
You did the same. You had a musical effect with the movie.
The projector. When the projector would get so the gremlin messed with the projector.
Yeah,
and it got stuck.
Yeah,
so it burned the film.
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody picked up on that, but
it was Gremlin 2.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
it was Gremlins 2.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I remember hearing what I remember finding out what Jimmy was going to be just before. When we were doing our captain interviews, I found out, and I'm like, man, I figured you'd be like Frankenstein,
there was only one Frankenstein.
Yeah.
There's a story. Did he get mad when we were talking about that theme and the theme committee going back that far, and I said, you got to be Frankenstein. I'm not going to be Frankenstein. I said, you will kill that part. You will make that so funny. And I remember working with him, trying to get him to make the cane come out. I taught him how to make the cane pop out to do the putting on the Ritz. The Ritz.
Yeah.
There's a funny story with him, trying to get him to do it, and it kept flying out of his hand because his hands were so big. The thing was so small.
Yeah.
And I was trying to find like jumbo cane, and it just kept popping out of his hand.
Oh, that was like
we laughed.
What Kate had this year. Kate had the same thing this year.
Yeah.
He almost hit me with it because I walked over and I was talking to him and he was sitting there messing with it because he did a run through. Well, he did a run through and he hit the button and it didn't pop. So he's sitting there playing with it and it popped and it missed my stomach by that much.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh my God, that hit!" I'm like, "You're fine." It might have hit me, but I don't feel it.
I've used them a few times. Jimmy did it the Egyptian year. He had it when he came out of the tomb and he made his staff.
Yeah.
It's fun stuff. That little stuff you do. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a cool effect. It's a very, very cool effect.
Yeah. So I would say that in the end,
they're all
Monster Movie Mayhem is my favorite.
Yeah, they're all. I mean, you work a whole year, sometimes longer on themes. I mean, I know. Listen, I know I have like 3 or 4 themes that I have in my mind that I'm constantly working. I have some pieces to those themes already.
Yeah, listen,
You know what I'm
you'd be
saying? So it's
surprised,
just
like, how someone will come up, like we're in the middle of drill, and we know what's supposed to happen here, and then someone like Jimmy Ribble comes up and says, "Hey, what if we added a bell here and we do this and this happens and that?" Yeah, let's do it. You know, like I'm always
That's
okay.
right. I see
Let's
what-
go in and
now
you know,
we gotta
and
make
of
it.
course the guys that are building are like, "No, we're not we're not doing it." Yeah, and then you do, and it's it's genius.
Yeah.
We've all had this happen. What is one prop that you've had to leave behind that you wanted to use in the show, but you couldn't use it because of lack of help? That you wish you would have had
The snow. We had
for the
the original.
the Moscow year, or
No,
the one you just did a couple years ago.
years
Yeah.
ago.
Okay.
so we had.
I know you were there with the Moscow with the '99. So
Yeah. We had the whole band was covered in looked like an avalanche
Okay.
with the snow going, and we just didn't have the help to do the avalanche because we initially of course it was a Furco thing with the boat, and we were going to have sleds
Yeah.
on top of the avalanche sledding in while that thing was rolling and the snow was going everywhere, and we were going to have like the guys sledding in, but we just didn't have enough people that day.
No, we've
I
all
wish
had
we
that.
could have done that.
Yeah, that'd have been kind of cool. I mean, you won anyway.
There's a
but-
few years. Listen, there's,
Yeah.
you won anyway.
Yeah.
yeah. Look, yeah.
When all
I-
said and done, I mean, it was a good year. It would have been more. It would add more entertainment value.
Yeah, it's just you work towards something and you want something to take place, and then you just you can't
Because that wasn't
we
a
put a
10-minute
lot
job.
of the biggest year that things we had was the Egyptian year. We left a lot in the truck, a lot, because you don't have that the manpower to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was up there when you guys were putting that stuff together. That was insane.
The Egyptian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think that
Too much.
You had a lot.
It's too much.
Yeah.
It hurt.
I remember looking at the heads that the banjo players are wearing. I'm like, how the hell are they going to see?
The best thing about that was the sphinxes in the back that stood up. And in the one drill, we walked them all the way to the front. It was a puppet. It was a big puppet on this frame.
Okay.
That the upper body was controlled by ropes.
Yeah.
And the guy was underneath, and he walked the feet inside the loincloth. We were behind the loincloth, and we walked it up. And when we walked it up to the front, it was so impressive. And unfortunately, for some reason, there just was no room, and they couldn't go forward. But there's a lot of things, prop wise that you wanted to work. The snake went all the way up 12 foot. They stopped cranking it. Jimmy was in drills. He was up way above.
Wow.
Yeah. He was up high on that snake head. That snake head went up, and then the whole body of the snake went up, so it looked like that.
Okay.
And it the material pulled up, and it looked like the body of the snake underneath. But they panicked and didn't want to put him up there.
They did, or Jimmy did?
No, the guys inside
Okay.
got scared and didn't bring it up.
Yeah.
Not that it would have changed anything. Trust me, it would.
No, it's just an effect. there
Just
for the
those
camera.
It
little
would have been.
things.
It's just the things that you plan that you want
Yeah.
to happen. And they don't happen.
But it's a live show too, so you never know.
Things happen.
You never know.
You never know.
things.
Everything
Things
happens for a reason.
Yeah. One final question here.
Yeah.
This year, I noticed that you were kind of running all over the place on New Year's Day. What? I want to ask you what is it like on New Year's Day for you? But as a president of the Stringman Association, I don't know if you can sum it up somehow, but you're all over the place, right? Mm-hmm. It's hectic. What is something that I don't know how to convey this that is enjoyable about New Year's Day in your position?
New Year's Day is, for me, has always been for years Quaker City was my focus. That show was my focus. Making everything happen the way it was supposed to happen was my focus. And then in that 4 minutes and 30 seconds, I wanted to just light the world on fire. Make sure that, just that whole emotional thing of getting ready to go into the judges, everybody shaking hands. This is it. This is what we worked so hard for. There's years where it's been extremely emotional, and then there's years where it's like
Yeah.
I will say that, there are times when you're going in there and from the moment you started in the schoolyard, you got lightning in a bottle today. Today's the day where it's going to happen. You still, when it's done and over and you walk away and you have everybody telling you, get the broom, get to this, get to that.
Yeah.
You that queasy feeling just doesn't leave you
That nervousness.
till that moment.
Yeah, that anxiety.
But then becoming president took on a whole new meaning, because now I had not one organization that I had to worry about. I had all the organizations that I worry about. And that everything goes off without a hitch, and that no one does anything that is offensive to anyone. No one does anything to hurt each other, that we all work together. It's that old saying, we go out together, we come back together.
Yes.
But being president, there's that aspect of still having to worry about doing my job at Quaker, but then making sure that we have a great team on New Year's Day, right? The volunteers that work the parade New Year's Day. There's not many left that are capable or able. Life has changed. They've gotten older, doing that whole outside thing from early in the morning. But the team that we have is just phenomenal, right? And no matter what team you have, someone's going to find fault with this wasn't done correctly or that wasn't done correctly. We do our best to try to, dot every I and cross every T. And, we have a great team with the city of Philadelphia right now working with our team. The parade as a whole is working together better. But for me, it's hectic. It's crazy. My first year, I didn't have a parade. And then the following year, we did the kind of comeback.
Right.
We were competing,
Watered down a
which
little
was,
bit.
but it was kind of watered down for some, and that was my first experience, and it was awesome. But there's that worry at the end of the night. There's that worry of the judging and making sure that that's all done and it's handled correctly, and no one's hurt or offended, or something doesn't happen the way it's supposed to. We plan. And making sure that you get out and congratulate the winner. That's important to me. But yeah, you see me running all over because I'm trying to help my organization. And then there's these things that pop up. 2 years ago, when MeTV first started, I was up on the scaffolding fixing a prop, and I got a call to say, hey, television just went off the air. And I jumped off of the scaffolding. All right. And I was at the end of the back of the staging. Right?
Yeah.
I was at the farthest.
Yeah.
And I ran from that spot to City Hall.
Is that why you have a golf cart now?
Yes. I ran from there to City Hall to meet with Barry to kind of because they didn't know what to do. The city was like, well, we're just going to keep going. And I'm like, no, nobody leaves until, Durning was in the middle of the street. They were getting ready they were just continue on with the competition and just go. And I was like, absolutely not. So at that point it was kind of like I went right up and said, do you have the live version of Greater Kensington? please send that. I said to David. David asked his brother, his dad. They sent that. They sent that into booth. I said, get that ready for the end because you're going to re-show them. And I asked Durning to play some music to keep the crowd entertained. I said, keep your props. Just play some music. Joe, go out and dance. Made sure that the judges were facing the other way and not looking. I mean, it was like a panic moment, right? Because we didn't know if we were going to be able to get. I mean, both generators failed.
Yeah.
And that's what everything pretty much runs on. Now with the city, thank God we do it differently so that we don't have to worry about it. That's backup. But then you're dealing with who's complaining that someone they think is doing something wrong, or so you're running from band to band. Their prop is too high. They took something out of that truck.
Yeah, that's
All the normal stuff. That's all the normal stuff. I love it. I love New Year's Day. This year, with being first year in business and having to, my startup was late, so we ended very late, hours before kickoff.
finished this year.
We finished. We completed everything 100%. But we were down to the wire, and my son and I worked pretty much, with the team over 24 hours straight. We ran out of there. We ran home. We got showers. We put our blacks on for the day. We delivered a couple pieces that we needed to deliver.
Right.
We went right to Quaker City. There was no sleep. So I would say that dealing with, we had discussions about the floor piece, Kensington's floor piece, and we were going back and forth, and some minor TV stuff that went on, and some city questions. So I was back and forth, either walking and running back and forth, or getting in the golf cart and going back and forth. But the team that was there, that whole team, Marty Good and Anthony Salens and Angelo and Louis Spezial and Jim Donio, Ronnie and Stacy King, on and on and on and on, Richie Napierkowski, Joe Giordino, the guys that have stepped up to do, because that's a thankless job. It really is a thankless job.
Yeah.
Because
We're so nice to them.
the slightest thing you say, they say it's like taking the wrong, because everybody's passionate under pressure because the competition's coming. But they love doing it for us, and they understand. But it's crazy. You don't know, but I love it.
Yeah.
I really do. That's you. They say, you.
Yeah, when they came around to us, we were in the middle of a run through.
Yeah, I'm on when it's pressure.
Yeah.
More than if it's calm time, and I function better under
8
pressure.
hours of pressure, whatever it is, right?
And then you deal, and then the after.
8 hours.
Then the after.
Well,
Going back and dealing with, making sure that everything is being handled correctly and done, and it's been crazy the last 2 years. We had a decimal point issue last year with the captains, and this year we had a timing issue, and it's stressful. It's a lot of stress because we work 365 days to prepare.
yeah.
Where our plumbers, doctors, lawyers, nurses,
Mechanics, anything.
mechanics, we're average people, right? This is not we do not get paid to be mummers. So to have to hurt anyone because of a mishap or a step over a line or a second over the time is just devastating, because we all work the same hard.
Oh, yeah.
And things happen sometimes,
Yeah.
and mistakes happen, especially with the volunteers that we have who don't really know the rules and don't know and understand, because they just learned that job that morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't know for getting off the line at a certain time or watching the clock so, and we have to be mindful of that, because, they're the reason why we're able to do that. And I've hit this thing all
That's
my
okay.
It's going to be a new drinking game at Aqua.
And how many times did Sam hit the wire?
It's not how many times Pat pulled his shirt. It's how many times.
How many
that
times did Sam knock into the microphone stand?
Okay, that's all right.
But so it's hard to have to penalize someone for a minor thing, or but it's
the rules
part of the rules. The rules are the rules, and we have to live by the rules. And
we all play by the same rules.
yeah,
Is some of those things like balls and strikes? Like, is it like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain. Like, is there something like, oh, well.
yeah, there
Do you
are
give
there are
leeway?
things there are things that you can just overlook.
Mm-hmm.
There are, and I'm sure we've all done it through the 124 years. I'm sure that things have been overlooked. Minor things.
Yeah.
Not blatant.
Yeah.
You know blatant.
Yeah.
You know blatant when you see it, right?
Yeah.
Things that are mistakes and accidents because someone didn't understand or didn't know.
Yeah.
You get that.
Yeah.
But no, I love being president of the association. I have a lot of tasks on my plate. One I am retiring from at the end of this year to make room for my life a little bit and to give my brain a rest. But I would love to remain president of the association. I as long as the bands will have me. Yeah, I mean, I love it. I want us to continue on the path that we're on. I don't want to see that get swayed or sidetracked by anything at this point because we're making headway.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And there's things that I haven't completed yet. There's things that I still want to do for us and get back for us that we're working on. I see people think that you make a phone call or you have a meeting and then that's going to happen.
Yeah.
These things sometimes they can happen in a month, they can happen in a week, or they could take a year or 2 years to come to fruition because times are different. One of my biggest things is the show of shows and to get us some semblance of the show of shows back. And we're working on that. We're working hard on it. For those that think it's just talk, it's not. But there's so many new obstacles
Yeah.
to try and make this happen that we're trying to jump those hurdles right now to get to that point to where
Everything just has to line up. And,
it has to line. Yeah.
Yeah.
But things are in the works. It's not something that's not being worked on. It is. I promised that at the last 2 banquets, and we're working on it. And hopefully soon we'll be able to announce something positive in that way, like we've done with all the other stuff.
Right.
But you have to love this. You have to. There are times where your skin is thin, and there are times when your skin is thick and that stuff rolls off.
Yeah.
It all depends on the pressure moments in your life. What's going on in your personal life, if things are going well there and things are moving along smoothly with your organization, then things don't bother you as much.
Yeah.
But when you have some personal stuff going on and then you're working hard at this and you're working hard at that, you tend to get frustrated easily. If people aren't cooperating the way that they should, or it's a hard position to be in.
Yeah.
Especially in today's age, because we're losing so much so quick. That's the last thing I want to happen on my watch, is to lose an organization or
Right.
to see something be taken away from us. So, it went from the New Year's Day thing into all this, but and it all encompasses New Year's Day.
Right.
Well, New Year's Day is just one day of the year.
Yeah.
And everything that we do every other day during the year is leading up to that point.
Yeah, that's just the end result of all the
Even
work.
sitting here having this conversation is leading us toward
Absolutely.
New Year's Day. And we have multiple meetings throughout the year, and then we have multiple rehearsals, multiple band jobs,
It doesn't
phone
stop.
calls.
It doesn't stop.
Doesn't stop.
Meetings.
nonstop.
Meetings. And that's what. So to get to that day, the things that happen, And I again, I don't want to miss anyone from the teams, but I have a group of guys that I've mentioned already, that if I say at 10:30, hey, we have an emergency, we have to get on a Zoom and talk about this so that we can solve this problem for the luau, or we have to solve this problem for WrestleMania, or we have to solve this problem for Haddon, you name it. These guys, these four guys get on a meeting with me at 11 o'clock at night and put up with me. You know, at that time, I mean, you got guys laying in bed like this with their eye, like one eye, and they're paying attention and they're listening, and because they love this hobby.
Absolutely.
They love the camaraderie. They love to see those events happen and take place, and people benefit from those events, but also to see the people that we entertain and make happy.
Yeah.
You know? And like I said, I'm sure I've missed some people, but those names that I mentioned, you know, I mean, God, one guy that at the Sin I torture, TJ Ferry, I'm today with, you know, New Year's in North Wildwood coming this week, I had to make him put up some Facebook stuff, and I'm like, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want this. I'm waiting for the kid to go, you know what, buddy, take a walk. But he never does, and it's like I could call him at any time or ask him a computer question or a social media thing, or he's just like drop and boom, it's done, and it's, you know, and it's for us. There's another kid that loves this hobby,
absolutely,
so much. A young guy who is a future leader, and you know,
absolutely
someone who's going to help to continue on the tradition of mummery.
He's very wise to it all, so I mean, you need that.
Yeah, well, he comes from good. He comes from good.
Oh
good
yeah,
stuff,
absolutely.
You know, Tommy Ferry, and you know,
the judging booth is named after his grandfather. So, I mean, what do you?
Yeah,
I mean, he's another one that grown up in this.
Yeah,
Literally
from very very young. Yeah.
But yeah,
those people, they make me look good.
Yeah.
They make me look good. You know, I don't make me look good. Those people that work so hard, that team, that board, you know, Cheryl, so I got it. Let me take this off your plate.
Yeah,
Thank
Cheryl
you.
called me.
I know you're going crazy. Let me take this off your plate. Let me call everybody up and see who's good to go for North Wildwood. You know.
Yep. I got that phone call.
Nick, I can't make these meetings at the Mummers Museum. Can you go? Absolutely, don't worry about it. Consider it done. Taken care of. Steve, there's a grant. Which paperwork's filled out. We're ready to go. Mike, the Treasury, we got to pay. We got it already taken care of. You know? Thor, we got to go to a city meeting. We got to deal with this change and this. Done. Ange, keep controlling the room and get them 50-50s going. You know? And but he is, you know, in his end, again, it's the generosity.
Yes.
It's the he will fight for the small band.
Yes.
He knows the room very well, and he knows what, you know, he's passionate about our hobby and loves our hobby. I don't think I miss Johnny Evans, like I said, you know. To not talk about these people that help me throughout the year. It's not like it's just like, you know, now. They're all through the summer, you know. Johnny Evans is always calling me, what can I do for you? What can I make easier for you? You know, here's the agenda. What more, you know, what else can I put? What else? Let's fix this. Let's do that. Yeah. You can't ask for more than that, you know, and you hope that stays the same. You know that there's other people out there now. It's contagious because they want to help, and you want to open up space to say, let's make another office because we want these people to be involved. Because there was a point, Pat, and you know very well that we sat in a room for a long time trying to fill spots on that board because people didn't want to run.
Yeah.
It was a scary time going back a couple years back. Like you said, the room was split, and it was like...
It was pins and needles sitting up front looking at that.
Yeah.
Facing that.
Yeah.
And I know I mean, Leo pushed for me to be recording secretary. Leo Volt, and he pushed me, and I got in all 16. But I was the only one that was all 16.
Yeah, it's a fun. Yeah.
And when I'm
never
sitting
know.
up there, and I'm looking at a room, and I'm, you know, I had a good relationship with John, but John won by 1 vote after multiple votes.
Yeah.
Multiple votes.
Yeah, I mean, you if you don't get the full complement of votes, your job then is to say, hope that you could find who is upset and reach them and fix
The relationship.
what's wrong. What did I do wrong? Let me make it right. Let me fix it. Because you matter. You matter to me. I'm not going to say, well, you didn't vote for me. To hell with you. No.
No.
Yeah.
Because that's the wrong way, and that's how the split starts.
Yeah. And you
have to mend that relationship. You have to fix what you did wrong. You may not have done anything wrong, but that organization thinks that you did. So you have to fix that. No matter what it is, you have to work hard to fix it, to make it right, to make it better. So that's it. I've said it for years that you're like my kids. They're like my kids now, all the bands.
Yeah.
And so my goal is not you fund. There you go again. Let's drink. Not you fund our association. Our association should help fund you.
Yes.
And that's the goal that I have, and that's the goal that I will. The more money that we could put back in your pocket, I would love to see the days of when we saw the money that we were getting from TV there in the early, but that's changed too. Advertising isn't as big as it used to be because of social media and
Because it's different. It's different now.
Yeah.
Because
it's all done differently.
the only way you can get your message out before was through TV or printed ad.
There's so many avenues now.
If you want to run an ad today, you can commission an ad. I want it by Friday, and at Friday at noon, and at 5 after 12, it's already out there in the public.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing where technology has taken us. But, it's
different.
Appreciation for the hard work that is done. And you want the next generation to say, I want to be president. I want to continue on the legacy that he's doing. And I would like to be treasurer, and I'd like Mike to teach me how to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what you want from the younger generation. That's why I always say to our, bring your younger members to our association meetings.
Yep.
That's how I learned.
Yeah.
Bobby taking me to those meetings. And man, there was some knockdown, drag out.
Oh, I'm sure there was.
Good meetings.
Oh God! If you look at some of those old books and stuff like that, I remember John telling me we were talking about some of the old meetings. There was one year that was like everybody was vice president. There was like 8 vice presidents.
There were some really good meetings. Good meetings. Some crazy stuff would happen. Nothing bad, just politics.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Politics. Who should be where and what, and who's more important than what, and just some fun stuff. In the end, because there's stories that you can go back and tell, and you laugh at now, and you go, "Wow, remember that night?" But yeah, it's a labor of love. It really is. It's a lifestyle. It's not a hobby.
No, you got to be fully committed.
You live this.
Yeah.
And and listen, my life is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week now.
Yeah.
From career to hobby to to this. And I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't have it any other way. I really wouldn't. I love it. And I hope that we can grow it instead of it continuing in a shrinking fashion.
Just considering from where when you entered in as president to where you are today, how much better everything is, because you literally came in at rock bottom with coming in with the blackface event to now where we were just on WrestleMania. You know, we had a major league baseball team want to be called the Mummers.
Yeah.
You know, and 5 years ago, we didn't know if we were going to make it to New Year's. And we didn't, but not because of anything else.
Right.
It was because the world shut down.
Right.
So, I mean, you literally took the world from being stopped to bring us back to where we are today, where we have sponsors, we have control over stuff that we did not have before. And you are continuing to move us in the right direction.
It's the work of the team.
Yes. But your leadership is definitely there. Like I said earlier, you command that floor. And you have everybody you mentioned as part of your team are all leaders.
Yes.
Whether they're a captain or a president of their band, they are leaders, and they understand what it takes to lead, and they understand what you have to lead.
And they all love it.
And
their passion's unmatched.
Yes.
It's unmatched.
Yeah.
It really is.
And I think the more people see that, there will be people who are like, okay, maybe I want to do that position.
I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want that.
So I mean, with the group you have now, I think it's giving off this kind of vibes,
Positive
so to speak.
vibes out there. Yeah, I'm hoping that's because that's what we're trying to.
Because I mean,
put across.
they're likable people, you know, and so
You got faces of every organization up there.
We want to keep it alive.
and they're faces that people know too.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't tell you who was there 5-6 years ago. You know what I mean? I know about 80% of those people now.
Yeah.
You know, just by being around, but and seeing them and talking to them. So.
Yeah, it's amazing when you look back and you remember some of the boards and the legends that were, people say like the legend. Yeah, in our world, they're legends. They're the Billy Bowens and the Bill Spezials and the Jack He Seniors and Jim Donaghy's. And,
the names.
Yeah, they were
People that
aren't
here.
Hall of Famers.
Absolutely. And that most of them that I mentioned are not here.
Yeah. I mean, look at the officers I served with. Two of them aren't here anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ray and John are both gone. Ray was funny.
Great. Ray was great.
Ray was hilarious.
Ray was my friend. He was many a good meeting. Ray was in charge of the parade meetings, and he would say, "You know why that rule was made? That was the little girl with the chicken rule." And he always had a story that went with everything that happened in the past, and it was just, I love those meetings. You see, you have to. There are people that will get frustrated by that because you're not conducting business the whole time. It's not, but that's what makes our hobby so great. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
When Ray would tell you the stories of why those rules happened and why we put those things into place and
why this association
exists. Your history.
And why this.
That's your history that a lot of our younger generation don't know.
That's what got us
don't
here.
Don't have a clue. Absolutely.
That's what got us here.
Never forget what got you here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Ray made me laugh. I still remember leading Broomall at the Wildwood Parade, and he's officiating, and he's one of the street marshals. And as I'm leading my band in, he walks toward me and starts talking about association business. As I'm walking, I'm like, Ray, it's 2 more blocks. I'll be right back.
Yeah, they listen. It was important to them.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our
predecessors
trusted us to keep this going.
Loved this hobby.
Yes.
They fought like cats and dogs over what they believed in, but they only did it because they were passionate about it and passionate about our hobby and thought that was what we should be doing to make it better.
Yeah.
We need more of that.
Absolutely. And disagreements on how things should be done isn't always a bad thing.
Not at all.
Because you can't just go with everything. Because everybody's idea is not going to be 100% correct.
Yeah.
So there always has to be someone to buffer.
You always need devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Keeps you on your toes and keeps you strong.
I have that in my band, and I always say my vice president is the yin to my yang.
Yeah.
Because I'll be this, yeah, this is, well, what about this? And what, I'm like, no, that's not going to be a problem. No, what about, and then you sit there and think about, oh man, don't make me think about that.
Yeah.
Right.
But you
what
need
makes
that.
you a better leader?
Yes.
Because it keeps you on your toes.
Yes.
Keeps you trying to figure out new ways, better ways.
Right.
He's right.
Yeah.
What if that does happen? What do we do? How do we? And then you have to strategize with your team, and you have to come up with a solution. And
Yeah. That's what makes me able to do what I'm able to do, because I have someone. I need someone to push back on me to keep me in check, because
Absolutely.
I'm too positive.
Really.
Sometimes. Do I need someone to bring me back?
He's like, yeah.
There's questionable things.
That's questionable.
I'm questionable at times. But, and he knows me in a different light. You can't be a younger brother and not know me as somebody who didn't sit on your head, as a little kid. So, but it's just what it is.
No, absolutely. So this podcast will end the series for this year, and we'll kick off. Will it kick off mom season or?
This will be sometime in September, probably at the end of September. This will
Okay.
be. But
As of right now, we're at the point now where we need to start concentrating on getting our music where we need to be.
Absolutely.
We-
you got
So-
you got a job to do.
it's mom season.
That's it.
Yep.
But
I mean, if the opportunity arises and we can do some podcast on a Sunday afternoon,
I mean, you're
after
going to
rehearsal.
continue this. You're going to come back to this.
Yeah, absolutely.
After New Year's, right?
Oh, yeah.
my goal.
Because I'd love to come back and actually pinpoint certain things.
well, maybe
we're going to pinpoint where that cable is.
Maybe we'll adjust that next time. But
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's because I'm sinking into the seat. I don't know. Or just maybe
It's your-
this is, I don't know.
It's your
Yeah.
life raft.
Yeah.
But,
No, to be honest with you, I mean, I definitely want to do this next year. I want to have the winning captain on, whoever that happens to be,
Right.
on New Year's Day, from New Year's Day in one of the first podcasts of January. The winning captain, if it happens to not be the same band, the winning band on as well. If not the president of that band.
Right.
I'd like to have you back
That's
on.
good. That's good
You know what I'm
stuff.
saying? So there's ideas that I have that we still have to discuss and get worked out.
there's might be even something live happening that I was thinking about. But
Yeah, I would really like, if we do that luau again, I would like to do something down there.
That would be awesome.
that's
But that's,
maybe we could, the association can work something out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But,
But,
Never, don't,
the goal is
We're
to make
up for
this,
anything.
the goal is to be about you. Tell us your
Right.
story. And that's exactly what you did
it's the
tonight.
Jersey String Band podcast, but we're putting it on.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Jersey
So-
String Band is just the host.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the whole thing with this was to get to know the people kind of behind the instruments, behind the props, behind that mummer facade or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Because
Who you are.
we're regular people.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so to have folks, like I said, like you on.
There's still other captains I still want to get on here. There's retired captains I want to get on here.
Absolutely. Oh, there's so many.
There's so many people I want to get on here. I would love to get. There's a couple of music people, arrangers.
Yeah,
I would love to get on
absolutely.
here.
So,
and then see where it goes from there.
The plan is absolutely to continue this, but
Good.
Obviously, like you said, we're all getting ready for New Year's now. Big
Now
time.
you
Big
have
time,
to shift gears and focus on
But
the
yeah,
goal.
there might be one or two things here and there.
You never know what's
also
going to
have-
happen.
Yeah.
There's also another idea that I have. We might do something weekly, but I haven't really talked to him about it yet. But it's a little teaser. So yeah, and again with the social media thing, as rough as it could be, with people's opinions and stuff like that, it could also be a very big benefit at
Absolutely.
the same time, because it is reaching people that might not be able to see us live or
Yes.
come out and
Yep.
and folks that might be
It is.
health issues that can't
Yeah.
get out or something of the sort, or global. Like I said earlier,
It's
know,
been very, very beneficial from a publicity standpoint for us to reach more people than we've ever reached before. Trust me. So when I say, social media could be the negative point. Yeah, it's when we don't get out of our own way to say, hey, I shouldn't be saying that on the association page because that page is for our fans.
Yeah.
Or
and
I shouldn't be arguing with my friends in another organization publicly like this.
Well, I mean,
Shouldn't be hitting the mic.
to that point, I mean, I do filter. I do filter our comments. If there is anything negative or like someone trying to sell something.
We do the same with the association page.
I'm fairly quick on that. I won't comment like as our page unless it's something that needs to be commented. It's
right.
Something of sort like, for example, we did the Connecticut parade and someone was asking about the bass fiddle, the stand-up bass. The guy was so amazed that someone's actually walking and playing it at the same time. He's never seen that, so
right.
we've given him that person some information about
Absolutely.
this.
Yeah.
But like, trust me, I see all the comments, and we enjoy all the positive comments, especially the 2, 3, 4, or 5 days after New Year's.
Yes.
Because it's nothing but positivity. Mm-hmm. I mean, at least that's what we see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, you guys did great. Oh, you guys should have won. And realistically, we probably shouldn't. But
but you appreciate that person's opinion of watching and saying
or
because they don't look at it like we do.
No,
they're looking at it as tradition. They're looking at it as entertainment. Mm-hmm. They're looking at it as a moment to go. Yeah, my bills can wait. I want to watch this. This is so much fun.
And it could be,
if Crash isn't drunk by now.
Yeah, but it could
we'll give him the heads up.
Yeah.
It could also be that person that saw us at a parade or on the boardwalk, mm-hmm. and they look us up on Facebook, mm-hmm. Instagram, and they follow us, and then they forget about it, and then they see on New Year's Day, and then they're like, "Oh, we're watching from Ohio, or we're watching from California."
Remember watching that video of you when you were on the boardwalk, and you were playing to all those people, and mm-hmm. you'd be surprised at some of the things we do. The messages, because we get a lot of messages on Facebook Messenger. Mm-hmm. That give you, my dad was involved.
Same thing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cool.
I do wish, because I mean, I try to stay fairly active on Facebook. If I'm not posting something every day, it might be something every other day.
Right.
I don't really do weekends unless we're having an event or something. Not a lot of other bands do that. I mean, Uptown's pretty good. GK every now and then.
Durning's getting very good.
Durning's getting good. At their, I don't know if you've seen their
social media.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Their member highlights that they've. I think Woodland has done.
Duffy was doing it for a while. Duffy, the member, did. The week
they were doing the member every Monday was a new member. Monday.
But if I was to have any kind of criticism or whatever, let's do more of that. Mm-hmm. If we could just
outreach,
post, not just we're having this benefit for whatever or fundraising thing every now and then. And
just to focus on your organization, your members, put up things happening.
Put up a 15-second video, a reel. People love reels. People, mm-hmm. And I wish I could have like all the social media people of each one of those bands, and then let's just figure something out and put something together.
Well, we did have a social media committee.
Yeah,
I have no issue with recreating that.
I had the social media committee, and I reached out to every single band.
I'll head it if you want.
I had every single band. I asked them. I set up. You were at those meetings. Mm-hmm. I go, Aqua's here, Uptown's here, Brumall's here. I want your information. Send me your guy. I go, because I don't, it's the association page. It isn't Aqua's page. It isn't Brumall's page. It isn't Uptown. But we were the only three that were showing up to all the meetings.
Yeah.
And then I had TJ coming out too. Because I brought TJ in on that one because I wanted his input when we had that. But yeah, that was a great committee to have, and if we could get all the social media members back together,
well, that's the thing. You gotta have commitment. It's a different. We're looking at it. We now have control over the association page between David and TJ. We know how that runs now. That runs really well.
Yeah.
But now it's the aspect of helping the bands
expand their
social media outreach.
footprint.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I have no issue with doing that. We could work something out.
Yeah. I would love to start something like that, and
I wish Dave would do those Mum Talks videos again. He hasn't done one since Bob Shannon.
Dave, well, look, Dave's
busy. Dave's doing. It's not when we had Dave initially.
One thing we forgot to mention, maybe you say because David, Parade's Emmy nominated this year.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely.
September 21st.
Well, I think by the time
will
this
be
might be out already.
But hopefully the parade will win. And we could have that going for us. But just to be nominated, what's that old cliche? It was an honor just to be nominated.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I agree with you 100%.
That means
to be where we were 5 years ago, to being an Emmy-nominated parade again show.
That means
and you're only talking 3 years from not having a TV contract.
Yeah.
That means there's eyes on us, and they think well of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So
it's turning. It's turning. The tide's turning again.
I don't see any negative in that at all.
No, it's a great. It's a great.
Even if we don't
it's a great honor.
It's
and no matter what, it's going to be an Emmy-nominated parade.
Yeah.
And it also says something about the TV partner too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It goes back to a thank you to them too. A big big one.
But
that's big one. That's
most of all.
That's a big feather in. That's a big feather in their cap.
I used a lot of people crucified me because I used the word savior, to them in live. But at the time they were for us. Yeah, they were. Because had we not been on television that year, the damage that would have done.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Those people
out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, if you're out of sight, you're out of mind.
Think, because a lot of our fans have not made the turn to streaming. They're not there yet. Trust me, I get the calls.
Oh yeah.
Grandma Edna who calls and says, "I have rabbit ears. Why can't I get the Mummers Parade on?" And I have to try to explain to her that you can. It's all about setting a signal through your TV to make the rabbit ears pick up that new signal now. Listen, we're doing great stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're going to continue to do great stuff. But we have to do it together.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We have to do it as a unit. There's 14 strong organizations that have to work together. And we can keep moving up, and that's the goal here. And everyone out there has to see that and say, I want to be involved. I want to be a part. Not, I don't want to do that event.
Mm-hmm.
No, you want to do that event.
You want
to see your brothers and sisters
I'm excited
in Mummery and have a drink or
have
a conversation.
That's your advertisement. You're your own.
I'm excited for Friday.
I am too.
I'm excited. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna go out there, dance.
Strut contest. We're
gonna
strut contest.
And then when that's over, I'm gonna take my suit off. I'm gonna put my Eagles jersey on, and I'm gonna watch the Eagles.
Yeah.
Enjoy a few adult
Hopefully
beverages.
The weather will cooperate, and when we're watching this,
there's no four-letter words
like crazy.
Yeah.
Hopefully the weather will cooperate, and we'll have a beautiful parade. Listen, the last 2 years has been the best parades for the Mummers and we've been doing this for many years there.
As hot as it was last year, it was almost 100 degrees last year.
People come out and it's amazing.
And the amount of weekends that they have down in Wildwood. Yeah. Irish weekend, Fireman's weekend, Elks, and the list goes on.
Yeah, and the establishments are so appreciative of that day because it's one day that would be a more quiet.
Yeah, it's the weekend after Labor Day.
And we're packing them places.
Yeah, everybody.
You can't
everybody's
move
out
down
of
the
town.
street to walk back.
Yeah.
You almost got to go a block away to walk back.
Yeah, when the bands turn around to go back to their
Yep.
vehicles, it's hard to get by.
Yeah.
It's packed, and that's what we're hoping to continue.
And it takes 3 times as long to walk back because you're stopping, getting photos, and which we love to do, and I enjoy every minute of that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's one of those things where it's when the crowd is there, you feed off the crowd.
Absolutely.
And the energy in that little parade. I mean, we're talking 4 blocks.
Yeah.
And there's probably more people in that 4 blocks than there is in a ton, most of the parades that we do all year long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, Haddon Ave has that nice little, oh man, there were so many people out for
What an
Haddon
awesome
Ave.
day that was.
Yeah.
I look forward to that.
Yeah.
And that growing.
And I
getting
can't wait.
bigger.
I hope that gets bigger.
They would like to. They would like to do a whole weekend thing. They really do. They want to do stuff on Friday night and then stuff on Saturday. And we're trying to build that with North Wildwood. We're trying to make it a weekend thing. Little by little, you got sometimes with certain events you got
You don't wanna
crawl
overstep it.
before you walk. So we're trying to figure it out.
We all know about that. Trust me, we're still in the crawling phases.
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out. Some events just take off, and that's how that event needs to run.
Yeah.
And then some need.
And there's always.
Yeah. The luau was amazing this year. This was our first experience with being at the luau.
Right.
We did get the invite last year, but we had a conflict.
Right.
That was amazing.
Great day, isn't it?
Oh, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we got down
Beautiful
there.
day.
We got down there early and
Not too hot either. It wasn't.
No.
It was nice.
got to enjoy the music for the day, enjoy the atmosphere, hanging out with friends. And honestly, I don't know about you, Alex, but I think most of the time I was there, I talked about the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think whether people asking to be on the show or wanting to talk about the show,
great.
and that's great.
And then again, like this is taking off. The podcasts have been great.
More people are doing podcasts. I'm waiting to see how they all show up and do it, and I think that's a great thing. I mean, honestly, most of the stuff is going that way.
This one will go down as the wire.
Why?
The band throw and the band throw. And listen, I threw two balls.
Okay.
The first one I threw at the Mummers at the Phillies game. I threw to the Fanatic.
Okay.
Strike. You win some, you lose
You
some.
lose some,
You know what I
okay.
mean?
Yeah.
I threw the ball a little bit that morning. I was throwing perfectly fine. There were some things that were going on that had happened.
So let me guess.
Kind of distracted me.
I wasn't there. Do we have a curveball into the dirt?
It didn't reach the catcher.
There was some.
Dropped in front of the catcher.
There was dirt on the ball.
Oh, there was dirt on it. And the guy said to me, "Now that's a real souvenir." There, I do it again. That's a real souvenir. He said,
It's not the ball.
"It's got the dirt on the ball." I was like, "Yeah, I guess I can look at it that way." I'm embarrassed, but I mean, it wasn't that bad of it. But just fell short.
Yeah. I wish I was able to get there.
I was
I was where I need to be.
distracted by something that had happened right before we went out there, but.
It's probably Sean going down the slide.
No, I didn't even know that was
No.
happening because we were down on the field.
No, yeah, we had stopped, and Sean looked over. I'm like,
Thanks for bringing attention to it.
And I think he saw. Well, I think he saw it beforehand.
Yeah.
But he went up there, and I thought he was gonna get stuck on it, but he came out and.
Apparently, there's video out there of.
I don't know.
Well,
But everyone's been generous to me and not showed it.
listen.
I took a video. Well, I think he posted it on his Facebook. So
Sean?
yeah, I don't know if he used mine or someone else's, but I did take a video of it.
Did
I'm
you?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I know there are a few that we're recording, and
Yeah.
but to counter that, I have the one of me throwing at the Phillies game.
There you go.
Okay.
With
So
the
we can
Fanatic.
show the buzz. You win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
This was fun.
yeah,
Well, I'm glad you were able to finally make it out.
yeah,
Yeah.
appreciate it.
I know
Me
we
too.
tried. I know we tried a few times, but obviously, being who you are and what you do in life.
It's just life.
It's
Life.
And the fact that you do it on a Wednesday, and Wednesday's my
Yeah.
Quaker night, so
I know.
that made it a little tougher.
Yeah, that is.
we do greatly appreciate you coming here, sitting
I
with your
loved it.
band tonight.
I loved it. I love
So-
coming here, and I appreciate you guys asking me to be on. I'll come back anytime you want.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe
we
we could do like
I mean-
a round table type thing with a few others, so that
Absolutely.
we could discuss
we can get
some
that.
good stuff.
We could do that. That'd be a pretty cool episode.
Yeah.
That's going to be like a 5-hour episode. But
This one's pushing up on what, 4.5 right now?
Yeah,
this is
right.
about I don't know what it is. Maybe this is a 2-parter. We'll see. But
Hey, we never know. We might have to split it up.
Good stuff, though.
I think
Good,
we have a
good,
natural
good
break in
talking
there.
tonight.
absolutely.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
You got a little bit of me and, my mummery stuff, my career and my private. And we talked about good stuff
Absolutely.
about the association and
Yeah.
where we're headed. So,
Yeah, I mean,
All positive.
it's a very positive night, and we learned about your history and stuff that I didn't know, and
yeah.
that's the whole point of this, is to know more about you.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, hopefully that puts people understand you a little bit more and
Yeah.
understand who you are, because realistically, you are one of the true people that are completely behind the scenes that make everything happen. And then, although you are the face of our string band division, most of your work is done behind the scenes where no one sees us. The captains are all seen. I'm seen in front of Jersey. You're not.
It's okay.
But that's the thing, though.
Not
you
not
don't.
to be seen
But
in
if,
front of
but if you
to
do-
be behind the scenes.
no, but if you don't do what you do, I can't do what I do. And we need every band needs the president to do their job so we can continue doing ours.
Absolutely.
And we're proud to have you there.
Yep.
Thank you.
On that note.
And I'll
It's
stay
going to
as
sound
long
like a
as you
love
have
letter.
me.
It's going to
Yeah,
sound
right.
like a
Yeah,
love
like
letter
a
to
love
Sam.
letter to Sam.
Yeah.
I'll be here as long as you guys will have me. So
Well, usually we talk about Uptown, but I think we only.
We only mentioned them
Mentioned
about
them
12 times tonight. That's probably another drinking game.
Oh, we said Cade. Yeah, that's probably another drinking game. But yeah.
how many
no.
times does Sam say certain people's names?
Yeah.
How many times Sam hits
Oh, you
the
say my name.
chord?
Yeah.
But yeah, the court.
We'll put this on at the association meeting after the next
Yeah.
association meeting. Well, probably be
Just
the October
get
meeting.
all the clips of me bumping into the microphone.
Oh, don't tempt me because I might do that.
You could,
He knows
Blooper reel.
I've attacked him a couple times.
because I'm sure my facial expressions will be every time I hit it. I'm sure my facial expressions will be really funny.
I'll do you good. Don't worry about that.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Appreciate you again.
Thank you very much for
you.
coming
Thank
out.
you. It was a pleasure.
Have a good Mama season.
Yeah, you too.
And we'll get you in here.
Good luck.
We'll get you in here after New Year's
Break
to
a leg.
recap the parade.
Yeah, that's
No,
a
we
good
can
one.
absolutely do that. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Get a good recap
When
of the
everything's
day.
fresh
Yeah.
from the head. Yeah,
Maybe I'll interview on New Year's Day. We'll see what happens. All right.
works.
Hey, you got a minute?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, but yes.
Yeah.
No, but yes. The
Give me
answer
1
is
second. I'll
always
be right
no.
there.
Angela, don't come back this way again.
Yeah. Oh, he
There
runs
he goes.
over. He runs over.
I'm surprised that thing hasn't flipped. I watched
What
the
did
way
he?
when
What did he? The funniest thing. I know we keep going back, but I forget. He was saying something is on the move. Something is on the move. When we were driving in the thing, he's doing like he's the FBI, like CIA. Something. I forget what it was. Something is on the move. Something is on the move.
he's a ham.
It was funny.
Oh,
People
yeah.
were laughing, running people over. I said, "Gotta get you a horn on this thing.
Yeah.
You're gonna kill somebody."
He just needs to yell. He'll be all right. Everybody here.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
All right,
Again.
guys.
all right.
Thank you.
Great night. Thank you very much. This
Have a
is the
great season.
season episode or season
Ending.
ending,
First season ending.
and hopefully many, many more.
Yes.
Like, subscribe, do all you gotta do. Get a like on to Quaker City String Band and the association pages, Instagram, Facebook. I don't know what else. YouTube,
Everything.
Our
on.
YouTube channel. Yep.
And the webpage. And
web page. Just type it in. Philadelphia String Band.
PMSBA.org.
PM. Yep,
Philadelphia
the website.
Mummer String Band Association.org.
.org. Yeah.
But just the abbreviation.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyhow, we'll tag all that on this post. So thank you guys again for watching. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks everybody who had come on.
And we're making a list of everybody who wants to come on. We if you want to be on, just make sure you send us a message and we will get you. We will work some way, because if we start in January, we got 9 months to fill up here before we finish up. So
Yes. All right. Bye. Adios.
see ya.
Good night, everybody.